So how does a musician like myself, who's been unemployed for 2 years, manage to travel twice a year, every single year, on a shoestring budget? Well, today is your lucky day because I'm going to be answering all of your questions, giving out my best travel hacks on how to travel cheap in 2019 as a content creator / musician. Let's go. So now, hack number 2, accommodation. Once you've gotten to a country, you obviously are going to need a place to stay. And by far the cheapest way to stay in a country is to actually know somebody in the country and just stay with them. This is why I find it's very useful to be very active on social media, to kind of be meeting new people and making actual genuine friends. Socialize with people. You'd be surprised. I've met so many people. It's insane. And I have like actual like lifelong friends, I would say, from social media. So that is by far the cheapest way, and the biggest hack that you can do is just to know somebody in whatever country you're going to. And most of the time, my trips have been dictated by who I knew and where they lived. Not only because they can show me around, but if I needed a place to stay, maybe they could be able to offer me a place to stay. They could show me the cultural background. They could show me the insider tips, the stuff that the locals do, not just what the tourists do. Like, they show me all the hot spots. That's why it's dope to know people in different countries, to actually have a friend who lives there. But I know this is not the case for everybody. Not everybody feels comfortable making friends with foreigners or people that they don't know from a different country, blah, blah, blah. The next best thing would be, you have to book your own place, obviously. But don't book a hotel. By golly, don't book a hotel by all means. I know you're probably thinking about that movie that came out a while ago. Very gory horror movie where people getting their eyes cut out and all. It's not like that, okay? For those of you who don't know, a hostel is basically a place where you stay with a bunch of other travelers, strangers, people from around the world. You stay in one room that has multiple beds. Usually it's bunk beds. From 2 people all the way up to 10 or 12 people, I would say, is the average. The more people that are all in one room, the cheaper the price is for you to stay there. So you'll find hostels that have like 10 beds in it, 10 people sleeping in there, but you'll pay a price of probably around $5 to stay there. $5. Just because you're sharing a room with 9 other people, you're paying $5 a night for a place to sleep that has a kitchen, that has showers, that has a bathroom. It has everything you possibly can need. Not even hotels have kitchens. You can't cook in a hotel. I would highly recommend booking a hostel. So the only website that I have ever used to book a hostel would be hostelworld.com. And I actually think that this is probably the #1 place to book hostels. I'm not too sure, but I know it is a very, very popular website to use to book hostels. So let's say I wanted to stay in Bucharest, Romania. Go like that from the, let's just say the 23rd to the 29th, whatever. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of how low these prices are. So we're gonna sort this by price. Look at this, dorms from $7.38, $7.79, $7.96, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Okay, that's bad. 4.6 out of 10. Don't stay there. But Hostel World is a great website because not only does it give you information about the hostel itself, you know, you get to book your room and all that stuff, but it shows why a hostel may have such a high rating. Like here it says wonderful staff, wonderful location, awesome cleanliness, 1,400 reviews, so you know it's a place that people love to stay. And I've personally stayed here myself, so this is actually true. These are not fake reviews, these are real people. Another reason why I love Hostel World is because it shows you what amenities the facility offers. So here they have free city maps, they have free internet, free Wi-Fi, directions to the place that you're trying to go to. They have sometimes in these property descriptions they'll show like activities nearby or things that are nearby that you can do. And yeah, it's a really great website to find really cheap places. Like I said, you can book a private room. So basically, if you want to have the hotel experience, have your own private room, you could book it for $40 a night. Now this is Bucharest, I know, so that kind of plays a role in how cheap that private room is. But then look at this, a 10-bed mixed dorm is $838 with free cancellation at all times. $796 if you don't plan on, it's not refundable, but if you don't plan on canceling. So that's why I love hostels. Another big perk about hostels that I previously mentioned is they have kitchens. And the reason why this is very important is because when you have a kitchen, that means you don't have to go out and buy food at expensive restaurants as much. When you can go grocery shopping for a whole week and have food that you can cook at any moment's notice, like, you're going to save money. That's another way to save money. Cook your own food. Stay at a hostel. Do it that way. You can have your experience, like, eat at one restaurant, get your fix for, you know, the cultural experience and eat in this country's food. Do that one day, and then the rest of the time you can go home and cook some tacos if you want to do that. That's actually what I did when I went to Poland. Another thing that I really love about hostels, another great perk, is the people that you meet. Like, it may seem scary at first, you know, going to a place, staying in a room with 9 strangers that you've never met before, and they're from different countries, so you don't know if they speak your language, you don't know if they'll understand you, blah blah blah. But I actually had the best experiences staying in hostels. Like, when I stayed in private rooms, it was nice because I had my privacy and I could do whatever I want. But staying in a hostel, though, I met people every single night. I made friends. I was going out having fun. I was, you know, just meeting people from all walks of life, from the Netherlands to Poland to Romania to everywhere. I was meeting people, and I made friends, add them on social media. Now I got connections in the Netherlands. Now I got connections in Holland. Now, because I stayed at a hostel, I have all these people that I've gotten to know, and I was able to spend time with and kind of see the city with. Now I have friends in these other places, so when I go to these other places, I can ask them, hey, can I stay with you while I'm over here? Can I stay? You know what I'm saying? So that's another great perk about staying in hostels, is you get to meet people who are also travel minded, who have like minds like you, and oftentimes they stay at hostels because they want to meet new people. Nobody stays at a hostel to be by themselves. Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, if somebody books a hostel, chances are, I mean, yeah, there might be somebody who's just looking for a cheap place to stay, but chances are people that book hostels are people that also want to meet other people and have that whole experience. So it's another great perk about staying in a hostel. Another hack that you can use when trying to book an accommodation is actually using Expedia. Once again, Expedia has a bundle feature. So when you go to Expedia.com, you have the choice to choose flights, hotels, or bundle and save. Now, you still want to find the cheapest flights, the cheapest places, the cheapest days to fly out on, and plug that into your Expedia thing like before, but this time select flight and hotel. And what this will do is it'll find you a flight and a hotel, it'll bundle them together, and oftentimes this will be cheaper than booking on Skyscanner and a Hostel World separately. Sometimes this will be like $100 to $200 cheaper if you book a bundle on Expedia, and that's what I really love about Expedia. Plus, you get the convenience of all of that stuff within the app. It'll show you, you know, your check-in time and the place that you have to check in. It'll show you all the information, the address, all the stuff that you need. Bundle and save is great on Expedia. I highly recommend that. So the last part of this accommodation hack that I want to talk about is a service that I haven't personally used myself yet, but somebody who I met actually in Poland was using. And that is Worldpackers.com. Worldpackers is a website where you can find accommodation in hostels and hotels around the world, everywhere. Free accommodation in return of services. So you can be a videographer, you can be a photographer, you can work the front desk, you can clean, you can cook, whatever services this particular place that you want to stay in. Let's say it's Paris. It's a Paris hostel that needs video work for their Instagram page. If you want to go there and be a videographer for them, you can do that and have free accommodation, sometimes even free meals included. So that's another expense you're taking out in exchange for your video work. So it's a really dope website to use in order to find free accommodation. You just have to put in a little bit of work. So there is that trade-off where you're not going to have as much free time as you would if you were to just book this stuff, you know, on your own and pay for a hostel. But it's also a great way to meet new people. It's a great way to have free accommodation, sometimes free meals. I haven't done it, but I stayed at a hostel in Warsaw, Poland, and the guy behind the front desk actually got that job at the front desk through Worldpackers.com, and that's how I found out about it. So it's pretty dope. He got to stay there for free, and all he had to do was check people in, and I think personally that is really awesome. So I still want to try this. I have to find a place that I actually want to try it at. Maybe I'll do Hipso. I don't know, but I think it's really useful for anybody who wants to give it a try. So